Britain, 1215. A row kicked off between King John and the barons over money. They rowed the king out to an island in the Thames and he couldn't come back until he had signed the Magna Carta. The important bit is clause 39. No free man shall be imprisoned except by the lawful judgment of his equals or by the law of the land. No one could be locked up without being charged before a court, and everyone was innocent until proven guilty by a jury. This was called Habeas Corpus. In 1772, a captain of a slave ship brought one of the slaves back to England, so some Quakers got a writ of habeas corpus. The slave was brought before a court, but as there was no charge, he was released. The judge ruled that slavery is so odious that nothing can be suffered to support it. A few years later, Britain banned slavery completely. Habeas corpus was suspended in Britain in the dark days of 1940. The Nazis were on the brink of invasion. So Churchill passed a law giving him the power to lock up fascists without charge. He hated the idea and called this power the foundation of all totalitarian government. When he knew the Germans couldn't invade, Churchill tore up the law and the fascists were released. In 1971, the British government tried to crush the IRA by bringing in a law called internment. This meant the government could detain suspected terrorists without charge, but it completely backfired.
Suddenly internment comes in, you can be interred without trial. You have one judge, no jury, boom, you're off. You know, that was a massive recruitment for Republicans. Massive recruitment. There's natural injustice and people just go, why the fuck should we do this? What are we going to do? We're going to fight it. How are you going to fight it? Well, son, come and talk to me.
The 2005 Prevention of Terrorism Act abolished habeas corpus. The Home Secretary gave himself the power to put you under house arrest without charge.
The toilet's here. See it, you can see it facing the table where I eat, where I sleep, where I exercise, and where I cook. I've been telling them that they need to have at least 2 separate places. I'm locked up in here for 15 and a half hours every day for unlimited period of time. I'm not allowed to let anyone into my premises. I have to sign every day in a police station, and I am tagged. As you see, I have the tagging equipment here, small tag, and the box of the tagging is over there. There is no limit, absolutely no limit. You know, it's indefinite. There is one thing which I haven't showed you as well. I mean, part of my bail condition, which is one of the worst ones, is they gave me a map. Between the 8.5 hours that I am out, I need to stick by this map, which is, as you see here, the green area. That's where I'm stuck. One station, second station, and that's it. I'm stuck here.
And what happens if you go outside that area?
I'll go back to prison immediately. They will send me back to prison, breach of my bail condition.
Who drew that map?
It's a judge. Just drew it, picked the pen and drew it randomly. That is it.
I mean, is it almost like a prison?
It is worse than prison, because you can see your freedom outside the window, but you can't go out there and enjoy yourself. You know, like my life is being destroyed.
Maloud was first arrested in 2002.
The recent arrests of Algerian suspects, both here and elsewhere in Europe, are the result of unprecedented cooperation between Britain, France and Algeria.
This cooperation meant passing on to the British police intelligence extracted using torture. It said that Maloud and 8 other men had been making the deadly poison Ricin in a flat in Wood Green. They were all arrested and the flat was raided. The police took every precaution as they found a handful of cherry stones, a coffee grinder and a jar of Nivea. These dangerous materials were sent to the lab for testing, but before the results came back...
As the arrests that were made earlier today show, this danger is present and real and with us now, and its potential is huge.
What got less publicity was the fact that at the end of the day, there wasn't any Ricin.
2 months after the July bombing, they came to rearrest me, saying because you were involved in the Ricin case, and therefore you're a threat to national security, and therefore the Home Office have the right to deport you, even though I was cleared of the racing. So-called racing, it never existed.
Did he tell you about his rearrest?
Well, it said that they came at about 4 a.m, about 30 police.
Well, what woke him up was the people in the flat downstairs, a mother with 2 children, screaming. In terror, they went in there first.
They went to the wrong flat?
Yes.
Shields and the, mask, guns, torchlight, everything. They just break my door and...
And he put up his hands like this, and one of them caught him by the wrist and threw him down, and the others came and they carried him into his living room.
Pushed me to the floor and then jumped on my back. I couldn't even breathe. They were all, about 8 of them or 10 on my back.
Now, if they believed he was a threat to security or likely to abscond, would they have left him free the whole of August?
They've made mistakes, I think, and they don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
You do know about it, don't you?
No.
That there's no Ricin.